welcome back to Sonderity. In my first vlog, I shared what Sonderity is and the concept around Sonderity. So if you haven't checked that one out, I'll leave the link below so you can learn a little bit more about what Sonderity is. Like I said in that vlog though, Sonderity is not just about seeking happiness or finding joy. It's about living in the richness of your life. So that means when you feel happiness, you allow yourself to feel happy. You don't try to diminish your happiness because someone somewhere is hurting. You allow yourself to be in that space of happiness. On the other hand, when you are feeling pain, you allow yourself to feel the pain. You don't try to diminish it or hide it away. You just allow it to be as it is. Another example would be, have you ever felt so grateful that it almost hurts? It's almost sad? Well, Sonderity would be to allow that gratitude and to allow that sadness at the same time. It might feel a little bit like mixing oil and vinegar, but you will come to realize that as you experience both of those things in tandem, your life will become so much more rich. The thing about Sonderity is that it is the ability to lean into every emotion. Those emotions we label as good and the emotions we label as bad. And as we do, we might realize that all of these things in their complexity come together. And sometimes it can be in almost a paradoxical way that they come together to create a vivid, rich, abundant, whole, deep life. And that's really what we're going for. Or that's at least what I'm going for over here. So I love the Harry Potter series, and I believe the reason it resonates with so many people is that it exemplifies these concepts of Sonderity. You have love and friendship and joy and adventure and bravery, and you also have loss and sadness and a whole bunch of complex moral dilemmas, not knowing what to do, trying to figure things out. And all of these things come together in the story to create a really vivid and rich characters and storyline, and we love living in that space. On the other hand, other stories sometimes give us a very resolved, perfect, happy ending. And I don't love those kind of stories because it doesn't really parallel to the human experience I'm having. Sometimes it just makes me feel like I must be the only one that can't figure this thing out, this life out. And that can be really hard to feel. And so that's why I love stories like Harry Potter. I'm gonna go ahead and give a few spoilers right now, but something I love about Harry Potter is that all these people you grow to love end up dying in the end. Cedric dies in the 4th book. Sirius dies, then Dumbledore dies, then Snape and Fred and Lupin and Tonks die, and Dobby. And you just feel so connected to these characters that their loss hurts so much. But then there's also some resolution where, you know, Harry and Hermione and Ron are still best friends and good conquers evil, and Neville comes out on top even though he's the underdog, and it's just an amazing, complex, rich, vivid story. I think we love this story because it is more resonant of the human experience we are having. Our experience might not be as extreme. We might not be going out on crazy big adventures and overcoming all odds. And we also might not lose all the people we love, but we all feel that sense of desire of wanting to do something more with our life. And we also feel the sadness when something doesn't turn out the way we hoped. And so I think these stories, we love them so much because they make us feel alive, like the way we want to feel in the world. We want to go on these adventures, and we want to be able to really feel the sadness or pain of loss. But when we're done with the stories, when we close the book, too often we go back to a life where we're not really reaching for that dream or being brave like we want to be, or we're not allowing ourselves to feel sadness or pain. We can only do it when we're in those pages, so we crave those stories instead of living our own story full of adventure and all the complex emotions that we can experience in this life. So we really want to feel alive in this world, but it is so hard to be open to that, because if we're open to feeling the joy and the excitement, we also open ourselves to potentially experiencing failure or sadness, and it's safer the more limited our emotions can be. So we end up poring over these stories and almost by proxy feeling alive in the world of these fictional characters. And it's hard because when we close the book, when the story ends, we come back to our own lives and we don't know how to feel that aliveness in our own lives. We don't know how to feel the richness, and it can be really hard to open ourselves up to that experience. It can also be hard to know how to live in that experience. How do we live richly? How do we open ourselves up to these bigger emotions that make us feel so much more? So this vlog is all about exploring that. It's about thinking critically about our own lives and the experiences we are having. It's about thinking about why we do the things we do and what do we really want in this life. It's about thinking what things we're doing for other people or what things we're doing because it's just the system we've been raised in. And it's really about considering what brings richness into our lives and how can we invite more of that into our experience. So in this vlog, I'm going to invite you to lean into really getting to know your true self. Who are you? What do you want? What is important to you? What makes you feel something, anything? And how can you continue to cultivate being able to feel in your life, being able to experience really rich and abundant emotions? How could you change your life to live closer to who you truly are? In this vlog, I want to share how I have been pursuing this recently and over the last few years. I want to share how I'm exploring this concept even more in my life and kind of going into unknowns to be able to explore this concept. And I hope this is an example to you to be able to do it for yourself. I also just want to share how I am exploring how I can create the life I want to live and not just the life I supposed I would live. I want to live in a way where I'm open to all possibilities, and I want one of those possibilities to be incredible happiness in my life. I want to live open to being able to experience a lot of joy and a lot of fulfillment. And you know, that might come with some hard things, and I'll share that too. But that's kind of the goal, is just living open to that possibility. I really believe that there is so much potential to feel really alive in your life if you're open to pursuing it. It's definitely a journey that we'll go on together, and it's definitely one that has some high highs and some low lows. I've experienced both of those things as I've opened myself more up to this concept of Sonderity. But I think it's a worthwhile journey to have. And so I'm going to be sharing my journey, and I hope you will experience your own. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad you're here. If you want to continue to join me on this journey, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, and I'll also share some links below to my Instagram and my website, and you can find more about Sonderity and how I am living in the richness of my life in those places. We'll see you next time.